Good afternoon. Excited to come off the big victory over North Texas and now get ready for Big Ten football. Another team that has a bye week, so it'll be a good challenge for us. And I think a lot of the prep work we had last week certainly should prepare us for a big physical attack this week. Questions?
Brian, with you with the team maybe coming off a bye week, they may put in a lot of different things, or at least potential. But with Iowa, they may not put up with those different things. This is it. Deal with it. I mean, how do you approach that?
Well, coming off North Texas, we certainly prepared. They're a very multiple team that can have one back, four wide receivers in the games. At the time, they had no backs and five wides, and then they could easily go with three tight ends. So we prepared for a lot of different personnel, a lot of different formations at times with Iowa. They're multiple as well, a big, strong physical team that you better be focused on stopping the run. And they've been pretty good throwing the ball this year. So it presents a challenge for us in that way.
I asked Coach Wilson about this, but I know you don't want any busts on defense, any mistakes, but in the fourth quarter you had a couple of mistakes. How much of a silver lining is that, because those are teachable moments that you have to play?
Absolutely. For 3 quarters, we played pretty good football. I think we had just over 200 yards allowed and 10 points, and then gave up a short field on one, and then also gave up a long drive, and had some busts, some communication errors, and so certainly that's something we focused on yesterday. Having practice Sunday, we're able to work on those a few minor issues we had from a communication standpoint, some adjustments we put in at halftime and maybe didn't get the adjustments. We had some mistakes on those adjustments, but we were able to look at those yesterday, and it was good. Coming off a win, it's always easier to correct.
What do you do to take advantage of Brandon Scherf, his top NFL prospect in the whole league? You obviously got to do some advantage.
Well, he's obviously Iowa, very similar to what they've been in the past. Big physical line up front. You can certainly see where he's at. He does a great job of moving people, and they said he got hurt in the beginning of the year. He certainly didn't look that way in the last game. So I think they have the ability. Their offensive center is a very talented player as well. I mean, he'll probably be as good a center as we faced this year. So having an awareness of where he's at, certainly will be up front will be important for us, but also, they really don't focus one way or the other as far as, trying to go at him in certain situations. I think they're going to do what they do, and, to be able to have a guy like that up front certainly helps when they go that way.
In the secondary, you had a number of instances where you had maybe a true sophomore, a true freshman, a couple of redshirt freshmen, guys that haven't played a lot. How important is it to be able to put them out there in meaningful minutes, just to get used to playing next to one another, just for their development today and going forward?
Well, I think it's important. A lot of those guys are on special teams. A lot of those guys play a lot of snaps. We go in nickel personnel. We're utilizing Timmy Bennett as a nickel back. So there's a lot of reps to Donovan Clark to be able to get that experience. Had some, I think he led the team in tackles. And so for him to get out there as a freshman, Keontae Walton, Tony Fields, two true freshman safeties, were able to get a number of reps as well. And you look at Chase and Antonio, they're really in their first year of football. Antonio didn't play a lot last year before he got hurt, so all these guys being able to get experience before we get into Big Ten play is great for us. Our safeties, Chase was our player of the game, and I think he only played 30 snaps, so we were able to play a lot of safeties.
Playing a lot of those younger guys, kind of keep the rotation, keep guys fresher later in the year. How much of an emphasis has there been on keeping guys' legs fresh, keeping guys fresh for like games like this?
Well, I think it's important, especially the type of football we're going to play. It's going to be physical, especially this week going on the road. You need to have fresh bodies when you're playing a physical attack like that, and throughout the Big Ten play, to be able to have guys as we get into the stretch. We have 2 big physical games coming up, and then we get a week off, a bye week. But being able to play these guys in our first 5 games, especially in the secondary, guys up front. Coach McDaniel rotates a lot of defensive linemen, so having those guys to be able to stay fresh, hopefully will give us depth as we get down the stretch in Big Ten play.